Hello, welcome back to my channel, Pretty in Pink Plastic. Today I'm going to make a video showing you some more estate sale finds that I have come across. Everything today is going to be vintage Barbie. I went to one estate sale and I bought a plastic container for $18 and it had several vintage Barbies in it. So I'm going to kind of show them to you. They do obviously need restoration, and I've never done any restoration on, a very, very vintage Barbie. 1980s would be the oldest that I've ever worked with. These are much older than that. So if anybody has any tips, let me know in the comments, because I don't want to mess them up. And I mean, I can probably find some videos to tell me how to do it, but I definitely want to at least restore their hair and clean them up. But this how I found them in the box, they were all nude. So there was no clothes on them. They were all in the container nude. So what I don't have a lot of vintage Barbie clothes, because I haven't really collected a lot of vintage Barbie clothes. So I went through some of my older Barbie clothing and found some of the oldest, kind of more vintage looking outfits that I could find. So these are not the outfits that they came with. They're just ones that I put them in to try to, avoid a lot of doll nudity, because I know that bothers some people. So here's the first one. This one is a brunette. I believe she probably had a ponytail on, but obviously her hair is not done and it does need quite a bit of work. I checked her markings, and her markings on her, all these Barbies had the markings on their, bottoms. And her marking was a 1958. So I believe she's maybe a number 3 or a number 4. I'm not sure. If you know, let me know down in the comments. But that was the marking that she had. And of course, these very vintage Barbies, their feet do not fit the Barbie shoes that we have today. So I do have Barbie shoes from the 80s and 90s. I did try to put them on, and her feet were too big. They did not fit into the shoes. Now, they do not have the holes on the bottom like some of the older Barbies do. But so here's a close-up of her face. Her eyes are slightly side glancing, but mostly forward. She's got blue eyes. She has pretty lips. This is the hair. Now, I don't see any bald spots, but she does have this right here. She has a little bend or tear. So if anyone knows how to repair that, let me know. And she has her curl down here. She's got a curl. I believe it was probably in a ponytail and then curled. So, I mean, her face looks pretty good, I think. There's not a lot of markings on it. And she does have the painted fingernails. They're painted red. She does not have painted toenails, I don't think. No. So I do need to work on her, but I really think that she's really pretty, and I think she's probably the oldest one. Now, I don't know where this dress came from, but I thought the dress looked kind of vintage, so I put her in it. Well, that's Barbie number 1. Barbie number 2 is a bubble cut. Now, this is a redhead bubble cut, I believe. She was marked 1966. Now, keep in mind, these markings were kind of wore off and hard to see. I might be a little bit off on them, but from the best that I could see, it said 1966 on it. So I'll get a close-up of her face. So she has those lashes that are kind of like, they're not individual lashes, but they do stick out. And then she has pretty lips, but her lipstick is kind of messed up a little bit. She's got blue eyes. Her hair As you can see, it's redhead. She has a little bit of a bald spot there, but I think that can be fixed with just the hairstyle. She does fit the Barbie shoes. I put some, get her off the stand so it's easier to see. I put some Barbie shoes on her. And they were a little bit snug, and they were a little bit hard to get to stay on. I put some clear rubber bands to keep them on, but her feet did fit in them. She does have some pop marks on her legs. So, I'm not sure if I can fix those. Yeah, see, the shoes are just a little bit small. Not quite fitting her. But they fit a lot better than they did on the other one. She doesn't have any painted nails or jewelry or anything. Now, what's interesting is this outfit that she has on. This outfit is a custom outfit that somebody made. And they, you know, this is just some lace here. There's no lining or anything. But this is very, I think, late 60s, early 70s fabric. I really like it. And this part right here that they attached is a doily. This is a doily. As you can see, this would be the middle of the doily. And somebody cut this part out. And then took the two sides of the doily and brought it together right here. And put some flowers in the middle and kind of sewed it together. To create a shawl. And you just put it over her head. Isn't that ingenious to do with a doily? Like, what a good idea to create a shawl with it. And this is the front of the dress here. So I thought that that was really cute that somebody did that. So there's our bubble cut, redhead bubble cut. And then our next one. Now this one said 1968. Obviously I put that outfit on her. I think it's from the 80s. But I wasn't exactly sure which she was. If she's a Barbie or a Francie. She may just be a Barbie, but I thought maybe she had a Francie face. I don't know. Here's her face. She does have lashes that are like individual hairs. Like they feel like a bottle brush, kind of like bottle brush lashes. And she has kind of a kissing face. If you look at those lips, it looks like she's kissing. And she's blonde. I don't see any bald spots back here. She just needs to have some work done on her hair. She has interesting articulation. The other two Barbies, they are very basic with their articulation. Like, very basic, just like the old Barbies, original Barbies. But this one, look at that. She's got this chest joint right here. I'll show you. Sorry if you're offended by doll nudity, but I just want to show you this chest joint that can move. It seems really loose. I don't know if it's supposed to be that loose, but she has that chest joint. And then on her arms, it looks like she's got sleeves on, but this is like the plastic on her arms. And then her hands are articulated here at the wrist. See? You can see how they move. And then same with this one. It looks like a sleeve, but the plastic stops right there. And then the wrist is articulated. Now the knees, they're bend and snap, and this is as far as they bend right there, and then they don't stay, but they kind of snap there. And there's no ankle articulation. She did fit into these Barbie shoes. I put some clear rubber bands to hold them on, but her feet did fit inside there. And so, you know, I think she is a little bit newer than the other two. I believe I said that she was marked 1968, but so I'm not sure if she's a Francie or not, but definitely more articulation, and she has the real eyelashes and the kissy face. So let's put her back on her stand. Now, the next one, I'm sorry, I don't have any clothes for her. She's a skipper. And the skipper is marked 1963 is what she was marked. I didn't know what to put her in because I don't have any skipper clothes. But she's, I think, one of the older skippers. So this is her hair. It's curly down here at the bottom. I don't think it was in a ponytail. Maybe it was. But it looks like it was just straight with curly there. She does have the eyelashes that are like, they feel like individual little eyelashes, but I think it looks, yeah, she's got them on both sides. I was going to say it looks like some are missing from this side, and they might be, but she's got blue eyes, and it feels like there's more lashes on that side. And then she just has the basic articulation. Her knees don't bend at all, so she just has the basic, you know, foot articulations. I mean, basic leg articulation, sorry, and a flat foot. So she doesn't have any extra articulation like the other one did. Other Barbie did. I can't talk today. So there's that skipper. And then there was a Ken doll. I don't have a stand for the Ken doll because he didn't fit my regular stands, and I'm sorry about his nudity. I'll try to cover him up as much as I can. He was marked 1968. So, you know, of course, he's got the sculpted on hair. He's a blonde. Very basic articulation. He does have knees that can bend like this. But you know, no articulation at the waist or anything, just the knees that bend. And he's got blue eyes there. So there's his back. Now, what I remember I had a Ken doll from the 70s, and I remember that they had where in the waist they could bend, and they had like a rubber band, like it was ball jointed. There was kind of like a half circle ball joint, and it would go, I think it's how I remember it, and it would go into the bottom half, and then there was like rubber bands there, and sometimes rubber bands would snap, and then he would come apart. That's how I remember the Ken dolls being from a long time ago, but this isn't, I guess this one's even older. Now here's a sad part. This doll came with the set. She's basic articulation too. She doesn't bend, her legs don't bend or anything, and she doesn't have a head. But what's sad about it is she's marked 1968 midge. And I was like, oh no, you know, I really wish I could have had a midge. I mean, I would have loved it if I had a midge doll from the 1960s. And I don't know what happened to the head because she came in the box without the head. So I'm going to search and try to find, you know, a midge head to go on this doll. So if anyone knows where I can get a midge head, or if they've seen one, let me know. Because I'd love to fix up this body with a head, you know, around the 1968 era. And then there was this doll. Now this doll, let me put her here. She was not marked at all. She has no markings on her. I don't know where, what toy maker or where she came from. But she looks like maybe a celebrity doll. Here's a close-up of her face. Her face looks familiar. Her head looks bigger than a Barbie head. Looks like it's a little bit bigger, but the rest of her body is the same size. She's got blonde hair. She looks kind of similar to that Dolly Parton doll that came out in the 70s by that company called EG, or it's spelled E-E-G-E-E. I can't remember how it's pronounced. I don't think she is a Dolly Parton doll, but she looks similar. I feel like I've seen her before, and she's some kind of celebrity doll. She does have bend and snap knee, but nothing really anywhere else that she articulated. So she's got some curly hair that needs to be fixed up. If anybody has any idea, you know, which doll this is and what time period she's from, I'm assuming late 60s, early 70s, like the rest of the dolls, let me know. And we can see if we can figure out who she is. So all of those dolls came together in that box from an estate sale. Now, I went to another estate sale later on that week, and I'll show you some other vintage Barbie finds that I got. Okay, I went to another estate sale and I found this. I saw this box and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. I love vintage things, but I love them even more when they come with their boxes, because the boxes are just so cool. It's like they're a piece of like memorabilia, I guess. And I loved this box. So this says Barbie Disco Sing-Along, phonograph and microphone. So, I mean, I don't know. It makes me think of like a first wave karaoke machine or something. So let's look. Here's the side. It has the Walmart sticker on it. It says $19.97, so that's how much it cost. The copyright on this, on the box, is 1976. So there's a little, whoops, there's a little 1970s girl. And it says it's from a company called Vanity Fair. Now, I mean, obviously I know them for their magazines, but I didn't know that they also did things like this. So this says, it plays all size 33 1/3 to 45 RPM records. Has a volume control switch, quality sound reproduction, a sapphire needle, and it says use microphone by itself or sing along with records. So that's pretty cool. And anything else on this side? That's basically the same, but here's a cute little picture. It's portable, it says, so you can take it with you to go. You can rock out to your records while you're on the go. So let's open it up and see. I believe it's missing some pieces. I mean, I only paid $10 for it, but I was fine with that. It needs to be cleaned up. It needs some restoration, but the fact that it came with the box and it's just so super cute, I just had to have it. All right. Oops, I'm moving the camera all over the place with this big thing. All right. So here's the handle on it. And it looks like it belonged to Janie Woodward. Janie Woodward. She put her name on it, so that's cute. And here's what it looks like in the front. It says Barbie on it, and then it says disco down there. This is such a cute picture. So it's Barbie and Ken in their disco clothes, dancing on a record with a DJ here in the background. That is so cute, and it's a beautiful pink color. I mean, it obviously is pretty dirty, but let's open it up and see what's inside. Okay. So on the inside, here in the back, it looks like the microphone would have went right there. And so the microphone is missing. I don't have that piece. But this is that beautiful picture again that I just think is so pretty, and I love the colors. Now down here, I'll tilt it down so you can see it. This is the record part. So it still has its plug. You know, a little worse for wear, but it looks like you could still plug it in, probably still work. The needle is missing, I think. I don't think the needle's there. It needs to have a needle replacement. But here's where you would put the record. And you could switch it from a 45 to a 33 1/3 there. And oh my goodness, someone left some pennies inside there. Janie must have dropped some pennies down here when she was playing with it. Here's where you would plug in the microphone. And then here's the volume control. And probably the sound might come out of there, maybe. And then this can sit right up there. So, I mean, I just think it's so cute. I'll try to find a needle, a replacement needle for it, and see if I can get it to work someday. I have a record player at home that I use, but it would be cool to definitely have this one working. But even if it doesn't work, I'm still going to set it up in my doll room and display it, because I just think it's too adorable. So that's another thing I got at the estate sale, that I went to. What's blocking the way here? There we go. All right, and I got one more thing at that same estate sale that the record player came from. So we'll move that out of the way. I got this super cute thermos. So somebody had a Barbie lunchbox probably, and then they had the thermos. So there's lots of different graphics on here on the thermos. Now obviously it's not in the greatest condition. We got Midge, we got Skipper, we got Barbie, and then back to Midge, and then it does say thermos on it, so it's an official thermos. But I'll move it closer. So the graphics are so cute. Here's little Miss Midge, her face, and then here she is in her dress. And then you have Skipper's cute little face. I loved this Skipper. I thought she was so cute out of all the Skippers that have come and gone over the years. And here she is again. Here's Barbie. Now, Barbie is probably the most messed up area. And it says 1963, so it's pretty old. But I love that dress. And I know that dress was available for the Barbies back then. And this is her face. Her face definitely, I don't know if the paint's coming off. I don't know if it can be fixed. I'm going to try to look at it and see what I can do. You know, maybe it's just dirt and it'll come off, or maybe it's the paint that's coming off. I don't know. But I'm going to try to see if I can fix it. And now we're back to thermos. Now, I don't think this is original lid for it. And I tried to put the lid on and it didn't fit right. And then I screwed it on and it got stuck. So I'm going to have to try to work on getting it off. But that's the lid that came with it when I bought it. I don't think it's the original one because it says Aladdin on it. But this says thermos. So I don't know if they're the same company or what. But it's not. The thermoses that we get now are plastic. This is a metal. So that was my last find. So I had some So this particular weekend, I had some really good vintage Barbie finds. Again, I love estate sales. Estate sales are one of the best places I've found to go to get things. There's a website called estatesales.net. You know, I'm not affiliated with them or anything. I just use them quite frequently. But when you go to estatesales.net and you type in your zip code or just click on use my location, it'll tell you all the estate sales that have been registered in your area within, like, 20 or 30 miles. And then, because the people will register their estate sale, you can click on it and go into it, and it'll give you a description of the sale, and they'll also give you the address. And then a lot of times they list pictures, so you can see what's going to be there. So I knew that I wanted to go and get that Barbie record player because I had seen a picture of the box. So right away I knew I was going to get that when I went there. So I use that website a lot to find estate sales. So I would recommend trying that website if you're looking for places to go to look for, dolls and Barbies and things, because I've always had good luck finding stuff. So that's my estate sale haul for this particular time. And I'll be uploading a new video soon. And thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.